This is my world. This is my ferret's world. But what if my ferrets could play out in my world? Okay, maybe not that big. But what if I made my whole garden ferret-safe and blew their tiny minds?
What are you doing up there?
My ferrets are always trying to escape their enclosure. So what if I just let them?
Let's go!
Right now they would head to the nearest exit and probably be gone for good. So before I let them have their freedom, I need to plug up some holes in the perimeter security. This project has been a dream since I moved here about 18 months ago. So as I've had various jobs done in the garden, like adding this storage and building the extension, I've made sure they are built to ferret containment standards. In other words, nothing they can climb, no gaps they can leap over, and no holes they can squeeze through. A good rule of thumb, if you can fit 2 adult fingers into a hole, a small ferret might be able to squeeze through it, no matter how impossible it looks.
The things that we need to do to make the garden ferret safe. These steps, they are obviously capable to be mounted and an escape route planned, so we need to find some way of blocking those off when the ferrets are outside. And then over here, the other problematic area, these lovely flowers, they're actually weeds. They are hiding a guilty secret. Underneath there is where basically this has crumbled down, and that is obviously a prime ferret escape route. And the only other area that we need to work on is under the gate. There is a considerably ferret-sized hole. I can fit my whole hand through there and some. So let's have a look at what we're working with. I managed to salvage a whole bunch of wood here, and then even more down this side. So that's some free materials. Look, Mad Dog's here. Everybody?
With all the activity around the cage, the ferrets were getting excited, so we got to work on the problem areas.
Pair of gloves.
For the retaining wall, I used upright beams to plug the gaps. For the gate, I went with bricks, an effective but temporary measure, and easy to move when I need access through the gate.
A bit extra security across the middle.
The steps up to the lawn were the biggest puzzle, but with a little extra destruction, I constructed a sleeve to put over the steps that looks like something out of the Crystal Maze.
So that is done. Over here in the corner, we have built the Great Wall of Ferret Tube. Which is the shonkiest bit of carpentry you've ever seen. But I feel like that, you know, that basically covers a lot of multitudes of sins behind for escaping. All of this is breeze block to concrete. And over here at the gate, I'm pretty confident, you know. Again, it's budget and hope, carpentry and land maintenance. But we do have, I think, a fairly secure gate, and I can just take those bricks aside and stack them when they're not in use. All the drains are secure. We've naturally made a little tunnel under there, taking those bricks out, so that'll give the ferrets some fun and entertainment. I'm pretty happy with that. We've got all the areas secured, but because I just can't take any chances, next step is to get them on their harnesses and bring them all out together and let them show me the weaknesses in my plan.
Later that day, I harnessed up the ferrets to let them walk the space and show me the weak spots. The girls, Wriggles and Scruffles, were on new figure 8 harnesses, and Zorro had the Velcro chinchilla harness. Harnesses are useful, but not infallible, and walking all 3 together, well, let's just say it was chaos waiting to happen. Before long, Zorro wriggled himself under the steps and managed to scrape his harness off, and while that was happening behind my back, Scruffles proved she could also Houdini her way out of the figure 8 harness, something I thought would be impossible.
I think I'm going to put the girls back in.
This is why I always suggest that until your ferrets are fully harness trained and not trying to escape them at every chance, make sure you have 1 human per ferret so you can keep an eye on what's happening. Yes, this was a mess, so I decided to resort to plan B, letting them roam off-leash with 1 person watching each ferret. With just me and Mad Dog here, that meant 2 ferrets out, and 1 ferret in rotation. Zorro didn't seem too bothered though. More and more I believe he's almost completely deaf and has limited vision too. So he was happy to stay inside with a treat. With my gorgeous boy tucked safely away, Mad Dog and I could focus on Wriggles and Scruffles and how they explored the new space. Of course, Wriggles found a way to wriggle under the shed and came out with a face full of cobwebs for her troubles. And Scruffles was the first to come face to face with my feline companions. Or should that be paw to nose? I think a boundary was set here as Tia quickly backed away and retreated to the high ground. And now I feel confident to let them all out together.
Are you guys ready to come out and have an explore? Let's go! She's moving with speed now, she's got her confidence up.
This will only ever be supervised play, as we do have some big birds of prey in the area, and I've learnt to never underestimate a ferret's ability to escape. They're going to be naturally cautious at first, but as they get used to the new space, I'm going to have loads more playful, bouncy, slow-motion video to share with you. And don't forget part 2 of my plan, to build a giant digging sand pit for them to bounce around in. Coming soon to a Ferret Tube TV near you. See you next time, Floof Crew.
Tia, watch out! Watch out! Tia! Oh God. Leave her alone.